Okay, in this video, I'm going to go ahead and teach you how to look at transactions in Property Radar to go ahead and verify the loan, who's on the loan and who's on title to see if they match. So we're going to go ahead and look up a couple addresses here, 24483 Mary Drive in Hayward, California. Perfect, go ahead and search that. We go down to property and then we go down to transactions. Okay, so with this, we can go ahead and look at transactions. And this is going to tell us the person that's on the loan. So if you go all the way down to its most recent notice of default, because this property is in foreclosure, so we're going to go to the notice of default or notice of sale issued in the transaction stage. So the most recent notice of default is 3/20 of 2019, and it is by Trustee Corp, and the borrower is John Conway. So John Conway is on the loan. Let's go ahead and see if John Conway is on title. So if we go ahead and go to First American, go ahead and sign in. We're going to go ahead and look at who's on title in First American right now. So first we need to go to Alameda County because that's where the property is at. 24483 Mary Drive in Hayward. So we're going to look this up and it will tell us who is on title. The person on title is the person that has the legal right to sell the property, right? They own it. So John H. Conway is also on title. So on First American, the person on title will come up right here, right under the Google image. It will say the person on title. So John is the person on title, and John is also the person on the loan. Why this matters on why we're checking to see if the person on the loan matches the person on title, it's very, very important because the person on title has authorization to sell the property, but if they're not on the loan, they cannot contact the bank because they are not the borrower. So if the person on the loan, the borrower, and the person on title is different, then it's automatically prime because we know that the person on title cannot contact the bank because they are not the borrower, which means they cannot postpone the auction date, which means they're going to have a very hard time doing so, which means they're going to need to sell the property. So let's go ahead and look up another one. 230 Carroll Road in Oakland. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go to the property tab and then go down to transactions to see who is the borrower on the loan. Wait for Property Radar to load here. There it goes. We're going to go ahead and go down to transactions, and we're going to go ahead and see this property had a notice of sale. You can also see that there was a grant deed. A grant deed means that they sold the property, but a notice of sale means they were recently in foreclosure. They were actually in auction phase. So we're going to go ahead and see who's on the loan. So the person on the loan, as you can see, is Jesus Guzman, okay? Jesus Guzman is on the loan, but it looks like Jesus Guzman sold it to Cayman Ocho Rios JN LLC. So it looks like Cayman Ocho Rios JN LLC is the new owner, but it looks like Jesus Guzman is still on the loan. So we're going to go ahead and look this up in First American to see who is on title, to see if Jesus is on title or not. It doesn't look like it because it looks like Jesus sold the property. And as you can see, so who comes up on title is Cayman Ocho Rios JN LLC. So this person is on title, but they are not on the loan. So Jesus is still on the loan. So that means the borrower on the loan does not match the person on title, which means this is automatically prime. And the reason why it's prime is because the person on title, the Cayman Ocho Rios JN LLC, cannot contact the bank on Jesus Guzman's behalf because Jesus Guzman is the borrower. So if this property is in foreclosure, it means that they're probably going to have to sell it because they cannot contact the bank to get caught up, or they cannot contact the bank to postpone that sale because they are not the borrower. Jesus Guzman is. So that's the difference between looking up, who's the borrower in Property Radar to make sure that it matches on First American. If the borrower does not match the owner on title, then the property is prime. But if the borrower matches the owner on title, you have to look at other ways to evaluate if the property is prime. So that's how you go ahead and look up to see if the person on the loan is a person on title in Property Radar and in First American.